Government, percentage of Americans who think government is not the solution to our problems, government is the problem. 42% of white people think that. But in other demographic groups, that's just not a very prevalent opinion. 17% of black people, 16% of Asians, 25% of Hispanics. So that's where, like, the race and ideological rubber hits the road. The question is that accidental or not?
Well, right. You're talking about people who have been privileged in this country.
Yes.
White people have been privileged in this country since its inception. So they obviously want there to be no equalization in any shape or form.
But we also know that this country as a whole, especially when we talk politically, is essentially ahistorical. We have no concept and construct of the past and all of the various mechanisms that have created inequality that we sort of flesh out today, right? And so many right-wingers, especially Tea Partiers, refuse to recognize that they are the original welfare kings, right? They're the ones who went to public schools. They're the ones who have the GI Bill. They're the ones who lived off of the fat cat government for so long. They've gotten everything.
Well, Ivan Bundy is grading these cows on public land for not paying.
And now they want to shut.
You don't have to go back that far.
Now they want to shut the door on everyone else, right? So it's like, you know, you have benefited from everything, and now it's time to shut it down.
What I was going to say. Look, there is a legitimate debate to be had about the impact of welfare, particularly on the African American community, and that's been going on back since Daniel Patrick Moynihan wrote about it in the 1960s. In fact, you know, Bill Clinton, welfare reform.
Yes.
And so forth. We ended it. Yeah. Well, I think he mended it. If I'm not mistaken. That's legitimate. Bundy, of course, is a complete and total kook. I mean, the hashtag I had today on Twitter was Clive talking, because I mean, he's conflating a whole bunch of stuff in terms of welfare, slavery, and things like that. Obviously there is a legitimate debate to be had on the size of government, and particularly what some of us feel has an invidious impact on African Americans. But just because there's a kook adopts some of that,
here's the problem.
Doesn't invalidate the debate itself.
I agree, but as a political fact, it is the case that when you get into the parts of the internet that are most likely to support Bundy, you get into the parts of the internet where people are most likely to say racist stuff.
Right.
Christina Greer from Fordham University, MSNBC contributor Sam Cedar, and Robert George from the New York Post. Thank you all.
Thank you.
That is all in for this